Welcome to Homegirl Knows Best. This show is about the people, the stories, and all the messy chaos in between. I'm your host, Jen Cameron. Let's get into it.
Today's guest is Tyler Mount, the CEO and founder of Henry Street Creative, Broadway producer, and all around good time.
I am a good time.
You
Hi,
are a
Jen.
good time.
Cheers.
Yes.
I always cheers to the girls' weekend. No matter what day of the week it is, it's cheers to the girls' weekend.
I need
I've
a
done it for
girls'
a decade.
weekend.
This is the
It
start
may
of your
include
girls'
my
weekend.
husband,
That's fine. I
but
love
we'll
that.
just make it girls' weekend.
100%. He can
which
pay.
kind of means,
He can pay and stay at home.
And I dictate the terms.
I love this. What
is
are we
no
doing on our
different.
girls' weekend?
It's no different than his normal life. On my girls' weekend, by the time I get home on Friday night, I'll be in my flannel pajamas,
Love.
my ugly sweater,
Love.
my hair in a messy bun.
Love.
And my husband will say, "You looked so cute when you left the house this morning."
What
And
happened?
That's it.
Real estate happened. You're a busy girl, though.
Yeah.
You're a busy girl.
I am a busy
You're
girl.
opening offices all around the fucking country.
Well, I mean, two. Okay.
That's offices. I didn't lie. And those are around the country. Am I lying?
No,
You are opening
you are
offices,
correct.
plural, around the country of the United States of America. And I am low-key jealous of that.
Thank you. Well, the agency's opening all over the world. I'm in Bellevue, and then next Wednesdays, we launch our Madison Park office, which is super exciting.
I love
'cause
this.
These iconic locations. I'm like, everyone's like, "How did you score those?" And I'm like, "You guys, do you think that this is it just happened?" No, it's tenacity, and you have to really believe in what you're doing and have a vision for it. I think that's half the battle. Is I will make this happen.
Come
Right?
hell or high water.
And you're made like that.
To everyone's terror, yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
No matter what I'm doing, I'm attacking it full force, whether it is dating or friends and community or professional, professional goals. I attack full steam ahead,
Me
right?
too.
Because I don't know who said it. I'm going to quote, I don't know, Maya Angelou. I'm going to say Maya Angelou said this, even though I know full well she didn't. Like, oh no, it was, oh my gosh, it was Viola Davis. Viola Davis was accepting an award, and she said, "I've often regarded the idea of hell as the day that your current self has to meet your potential self."
Ooh.
And you could see what could have been if you had only. And I said, "Bitch, I'm done. I'm done. Today, I'm going to make sure if I get to hell, right? You'll drive, I'll ride shotgun, okay? Without question, I meet the person I am today because I am my potential."
I love that. My friend Phil, during COVID, we met for like lunch or coffee or something. I don't even know how we got together. But he said, "I'm doing this thing and I want you to do this thing with me." And it was write a 10-year letter to yourself. Okay, about where you'll be
Sure.
and the things that you accomplished and how you want your life to look. And we did it. And then I buried it. And
okay.
No, I didn't bury it.
I was like, okay.
Like I lost it.
Oh, got it.
And I found it in the back of a journal. You know how some journals have pockets? And I go, "Oh my gosh." And I open it and I was so excited to read it. I'm like, "Oh my God, your expectations were so low for yourself."
And you've exceeded it.
Yeah, way crazy.
Let's go.
Yes.
That's the way to do it. I saw kind of the opposite online, and it still makes me weepy thinking about it. It was an 80-year-old woman who wrote a letter to her younger self, right? Like an 80-year-old writing the letter to her at 40. And it was like, you wake up in the morning and you hear the pitter-patter of your baby's your feet, and you're so exhausted, but they jump in bed with you. And they're jumping on top of you and they're saying, "Get up, mom, get up, mom." And you crawl out of bed and you can barely make your coffee. And you look in the mirror and you're like, "Damn, I look so good." But in that moment, when you were 40, you were like, "I'm so old and pudgy." And then your husband, who's so hot at 40, walks in and you remember being like, "Oh, he doesn't look like he did when he was 28. Like, it is a beautiful masterclass in being present and gratitude. And so I really do try to harness that. It's like, even to take this moment, I literally am like, there will come a day in 20 years, I will remember when I was living basically on a plane, out of hotel rooms, living my wildest dreams, sitting on a podcast with Jen Cameron. And it could have been just another step in the itinerary, but what I would do to go back to that day. And if I really try to harness that, I'm like, that is what keeps me present and like eternally grateful.
This is so crazy that you bring this up because we were at the same event yesterday and I run into some gals in the industry, real estate, and we were standing there, we were talking, and all of a sudden this subject came up and I don't remember how we got there, but what we were talking about is, oh, I know what it was. It was my son's 30th birthday this week. And I posted a picture of me with him as a little baby, and I was 27.
I could die.
Okay, 30 years ago. All right. And I was like, oh my God, I was so skinny. And look at my face. I didn't have to have Botox and all these things. And we started going, do you remember being that age? You did not have the same confidence you have in your 50s. I was in my 20s. I'm a new mom. I'm probably tired and exhausted, and I still look cute.
Yes.
At that moment, I probably thought, my God, I just had a baby. I'm out of shape. And here I was like a little tiny Twinkie. And I was like, well, if you could go back and tell yourself at 27, girl, you're killing it.
Killing it.
You don't even know. You're a great mom. You look amazing. Make sure you photograph this moment.
Because it's going to fade at some point.
I know. So you said that, and that was the conversation I had yesterday. And I wonder why we do that to ourselves. Right?
Isn't that the age-old question, though?
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a master class in the grass is greener, right? Like, you always want more. Well, the majority of people always want more. We're never satisfied. What I make in 1 month is what, when I started working at 16, is what I made in a year.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember being like, oh, look at all of my money I have from tips. And now if I had that money, I'd be like, I'm a failure. Check me into like the homeless shelter.
Yeah.
Right? And guess what? I'll have the same feeling most likely in 5 years, being like, oh, remember when I thought X amount of dollars meant so much to me, and now it's this, and I'm still not happy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like it's the habitual cycle of like desperately trying to be grateful and present and content. I think the secret to happiness in life is contentment, and I have not mastered it because I'm not content.
I don't know. I guess contentment. I don't know that I have that in my family life. Like, I'm content with my husband, my children, and my pets and my nieces and nephews. As long as they're all okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Anything happens to them, and I'm definitely not content. But that self-critique thing that we do, I've always said there's going to be someone taller, thinner, prettier.
Always.
So
richer. There will always be someone.
Be me. And I'm more comfortable. If you take a picture of me on the beach with no makeup and I'm feeling great and the sun's on my face, that is my favorite picture. It's not when I'm made up. It's not when I've got false eyelashes on or any of that shit. I'm just happy when I'm by the ocean. Like, so anytime I see a picture of myself, I'm like, I love that girl.
Yeah.
I know how she feels. Yeah.
And so then why don't we recreate that day to day?
Well, I have yet to move to a beach.
Well, I know
I'd be
that.
probably living on Whidbey Island in my dream house right now.
Right.
But I got too much going on. I can't deal with the ferry every day.
That's true. I guess that's true. I thought, like, look, this turned into like an Oprah masterclass. We are bringing the hard-hitting facts and truth about life. But I was excited to see you for many reasons. You're a dear friend. You're a dear colleague. I certainly look up to you as a business person. And like, we could talk about business all day, but aren't we supposed to be gossiping? Like, aren't we supposed to be shooting the shit?
Yes. Because here's the thing. I don't get close to people quickly.
We could talk about that.
I've learned my lessons about letting people earn my trust. And so I will check someone out quite a while before I let them in. But when I remember, because you were like, keynoting the agency, conference and everything. I'm like, who is this dude? I don't know. Is he for real? It's like, no, the minute you open your mouth, I'm like, he is for real.
I'm unfortunately for real.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm good or bad, but like
the wall goes.
The Tyler you get right here is the Tyler you get on a date, is the Tyler you get as a friend, is the Tyler you get as a billionaire investor looking to work with me.
Okay, you want to hear part of the conversation yesterday?
Yeah.
This word, authenticity. Everyone, it's the
hot word
of 2026, and I'm like, whoa, authentic? No. Authentic doesn't mean I'm just being myself. I'm authentic. Everybody says that. No. It requires vulnerability.
Bingo.
And that's the difference.
Bingo.
Okay? Like, I can be very appropriate, very poised. I have to handle myself in a certain way. But Jen is a girl who grew up in Everett, who came from nothing, who spent most of her life acting like I didn't, who loves to go home, put her ugly sweater and her sweats on.
Yeah.
Okay. And not have makeup on the weekends and pig pile on the sofa with my dogs.
Yes.
And I swear.
Yeah. Guilty.
Yeah.
This podcast is going to have an E next to it, unfortunately. You had me as a guest, so
Okay.
explicit as hell.
I do want to know some things.
Oh, let's dive in.
Okay. Because
I'm an
here
open
you are.
book.
Here you are.
Here I am.
You just moved to Austin.
I just moved to Austin.
But you're also a New Yorker.
I am a New Yorker,
And guess
13
what?
years.
So am I.
I know this about you.
But
Yeah.
it's only 4. But if you survive
Well,
4 years in New York.
I agree with you, but you don't have your New Yorker card. You get your New Yorker card on the decade. I love you.
no.
Yep.
No, you get your New Yorker
Nope, you're
card
wrong.
based on the shit that you survived while you were there.
Everyone survives shit in 4 years. You have to survive the shit for 10 years. That is the unified, without question. You
I
can
will
argue with
tell
me as much
you
as you want. You're wrong.
My New York story, and you will change your mind.
Let's
There's
hear.
a few people listening. Oh, no, not for this podcast.
Okay, well,
Fuck no.
I will tell you.
But-
You can tell me later, but there's nothing you can say that will make me be like, no, you are the magic exception to this rule. It's 10 years.
But I am.
Okay, doubt it. You
But
get
I
your
am.
okay, fine. You
But I
believe
am.
I love your unwavering faith. But I will tell you on your 10th anniversary, after you've been
Yeah.
there for 10 years, you get your New Yorker card. So I can say I'm a New Yorker the rest of my life.
Okay. So we're going to go out and we're going to have drinks.
Yes.
Because I can only share some of these things over drinks.
Of course.
Okay. And
We have a career
I
to
have a few
maintain.
friends who listen to my podcast. They're going to be like, oh, you just wait, baby. You just wait.
Yeah, I
You
can't
got
wait.
it?
I can't
But,
wait.
Okay. So before New York, before Austin, tell me about little Tyler. Was he precocious? Was he the little boy when your mom's like, don't you dare touch that plant? You went up there and pulled off a leaf?
No, I was such a well-behaved kid.
You were?
Can you believe it? I grew up in super small town Texas. At the
Yeah.
time, 300 people, one stoplight. Small.
What?
My great-great-grandparents grew up in Montgomery. My great-grandparents grew up there. My grandmother, Tootsie, her real name, still lives there. My parents live in Montgomery in the home that my grandfather built in 1983.
This is amazing.
Small town. Small town. My grandparents grew up and lived on like a 1,000-acre like beef cattle farm. So like my outdoor activity was jumping on bales of hay and playing in a cattle trailer. Truly.
Seriously.
Can you believe it? Now look, that's all I knew. But like, spoiler, that wasn't what my life's purpose was, and I knew that. And growing up, I always felt different. I had a blessed childhood. I was an only child. It was all about me, which I love, as you know. But like, I felt different. I was called to do something greater than live in Montgomery, Texas. I was unknowingly a little gay boy who felt different. And then it wasn't until I found high school theater that I was like, I have a place and I belong. And I would jump out of bed in the morning, metaphorically, so excited for the day because I got to go to the theater department. And it absolutely changed my life. In the most prolific of ways. And then the second I graduated high school, I left and I went to Austin, where I pursued a degree in theater. And the rest is kind of history.
So, okay, growing up in Montgomery, Texas, 300 people, openly gay.
No.
When did you?
I have a good story
Do you
for
have a
you,
good coming
Jen.
out story?
Cheers. Yes. Okay.
Oh my God.
So this is a good story. Okay. So I was not out, and I would pass a lie detector test. If this amazing facility has one in the back corner, like hook me the fuck
Yeah.
up. I'm ready to pass this lie detector test. I wouldn't consider myself at that time closeted. I wasn't like going home being like, oh my God, I wish I was with a boy. I wasn't fantasizing about boys. I wanted to be the boys. And what do I mean by that? I wasn't athletic, right? I wanted to be on the football team because like the boys had community. I wanted their muscles. I wanted girls to be obsessed with me like them, right? And looking back, I was like, oh, I just thought they were cute, right? But in the moment,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I want to be them. And if I was gay, like everyone says I am, right? Because I was ridiculed as a child because I was different. I was like, oh, I would want to be in a relationship with them, right? And as a 7th grader, how can you possibly start to come to terms with these things? So all through high school, same thing. I had a very brief girlfriend in high school after my senior year. Moved to Austin, where I met a girl named Emily. Okay. Emily and I dated for 4 years. Okay. 4 years, Jen. Okay. We dated in a monogamous relationship. we were best friends. Best friends, best friends, best friends, because you kind of have to be if you're dating a
Yeah.
gay man. Okay?
Mhm.
And I loved this girl. I'm obsessed with this woman. And frankly, and candidly and vulnerably, she asked me many times. She was like, Tyler, if you're gay, you can tell me and we're still going to be friends. Keep in mind, I have worked in the theater my entire life. I had to come out as straight, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows you're gay in theater and they're like, cool, what's for dinner? Like, it is such a non-issue. It was not a political issue for me. It was not a parent issue for me. It was not a friend issue. I literally was just like, I think I'm straight. But I love the idea of the picture perfect family that was modeled to me in small town Texas. The picket fence, we go to church on Sundays. I have a wife and 2 kids, right? It wasn't until Emily and I moved to New York City together on the same flight, the same day. We lived in different apartments. I attended NYU's Musical Theater Conservatory for postgrad. And I met, obviously, a room full of attractive Broadway boys. And I'm not kidding. On week 2, I was like, holy shit, I am gay. I want to smooch every single one of these boys. Every single one of them. Particularly one who I hung out with every single day.
Yeah.
All platonic, above board, right? Nothing shady here. And there was one day that our friend was house sitting. And whenever you are a broke 22-year-old in New York City and they're house sitting in Tribeca in the penthouse and they have a wraparound terrace in a 5-bedroom apartment, you go over to your friend's house sitting house
yeah.
and you have dinner. And so this guy, who was now my good friend from school, we had hung out all day and we went to the gym together that morning. We go shopping for dinner that evening to bring.
Yeah.
I'm standing in Whole Foods in Tribeca. I can tell you the aisle that I was in. And he looks at me and kind of just smiles. And I was like, I am gay. I am gay. Me, gay, me. I am that. Okay?
I have the feels.
Yes, without
everywhere, head to toe.
Now get ready, because it gets wild. Because then, who was invited to dinner that night? Emily, my girlfriend. Okay? So she comes over and we have a great time. And then we all get on the subway to go home.
Is this going to like...
No. It's all above board.
Okay.
Unfortunately, for your listeners, it doesn't really turn out terribly. And so we all get on the subway. No, I was a good boy. I was on my best behavior. I'm a kind gentleman. So we're on the subway. We're going uptown, and she has to get off at the stop before us. And this guy Matt and I are on the train, and she tells the story now, being like, "I was there, and I knew that they liked each other, and I had a moment." And I had to say, am I going to get off the subway at my stop, or am I going to get off the subway at Tyler's stop and assert my dominance and make sure nothing happens that night? And she said, I looked at Tyler and he was really happy and I got off early.
Oh, I love Emily.
Oh my God, I love her. And so then I went back to my place with Matt. He got his stuff and he left. True story. True story. Then it was Thanksgiving weekend. I am at a ghetto-ass Olive Garden in the middle of Montgomery, Texas, okay? And she's like, hey, when you're back, I would love to sit down and talk. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. I can't quit thinking about Matt. We're texting all the time. Nothing inappropriate, but like clearly not just friends. And so I'm like, oh, no. We don't need to meet. We don't need to meet. We can just text about it. We've dated for 4.5 years at this point. And she's like, no, we need to have a conversation face to face. And I'm like, no, we don't.
4.5 years later,
yeah,
you're going to meet face to face.
100%. I'm like, babe, we really don't. I'm at Olive Garden. I'm full of breadsticks. Like, literally just tell me what you need to tell me. And she's like, no, we really need to have a conversation in person. And I was like, I know what you're going to tell me, and I agree. So can we just do this via text? And she was like, yeah, I think we're better friends. And I said, great, me too. And we broke up at an Olive Garden. And I get back to my house the next day, and Matt comes over, and we smooch. It was cute. And then we go see a show, and then we come back, and she had decorated my entire apartment with congratulations breakup content.
Get out.
Yeah. And then when I get into bed that evening, I pull back the sheets and there's a note that says, is this awkward yet? She knew.
Shut up.
She knew what was going to happen that night.
Shut up.
Anyway, yeah. And then I came out to her very drunk on New Year's Eve in a bottle service club. Never go to a bottle service club in New York City on New Year's Eve, for the record. I told her I was gay, and then we hugged, and now we have been inseparable best friends for the last 15 years.
Of course.
She's the managing director of my company. She's the mother of my niece. Yeah. We're
This
best
is the
friends.
best.
She moved to Austin with me.
Okay, if Emily
my
is
soulmate.
listening to this, she is a badass woman.
She's a badass woman.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we didn't stay together for many reasons. But then she met one of my dear friends, her now husband, and they made Hallie, who is my little niece, who I'm obsessed with more than anything. So,
Yes.
Jen, cheers to that.
Oh
That
my
worked
God.
out.
That is amazing.
That worked out.
I actually love this story so much. You know, it's interesting because when I moved to New York City, I'm in real estate, right?
Yeah.
So there is a lot of gay men in real estate.
Yeah.
Okay. And I used to say, oh my God, my life is amazing. I am surrounded by the best looking, well dressed, best
Hardest
smelling men
working. Yeah.
ever. But they weren't defined by being gay.
No.
They were defined by how hard they worked their ass off and how much success they had. And I always said there's such a great place to be because you can be free to excel without that being the predominant thing. And I think we have a long ways to come so far all over this country.
Yeah.
In that regard.
I'm like, my mom my mom struggled for a little bit. She's lovely. She loves me. She's loved every boyfriend, right, that I've had. Like, no question, right? But she very much struggled because from small town Texas, it's the only thing she knows. I kept trying to explain to her, like, this is no different than being left-handed. Like,
We're having fun.
Please.
It's been a week.
Let's pour more.
Let's go.
I'm literally like, Mom, there really is no differentiation. Like, there are probably more gay people than left-handed people here. No one thinks about it. No one asks. No one cares. Right?
Yeah.
Right? And so it was like an absolute game changer. And then when you do now enter, when I go back to Montgomery or I go to a very small rural town for my job, I'm like, this is the first time I've felt other than in a hot second.
Yeah. Do you know, I have a friend, Dane, he's also in real estate in New York City, and we were at the beach one day, Fire Island, having fun. And he was just talking to me about, he also grew up in a small town, and he had a lot of experiences with like boys on the football team that are now married, have families, women, whatnot. And he said, that is so much more common, Jen, than you'd think, that they experiment and stuff. And I was like, okay, all right. I guess that, yeah.
Well, this brings me to the very thing I wanted to gossip with you about. Like, you could not have teed me up more beautifully.
Oh, I had no idea.
Okay, like truly.
Okay.
Right? In the car here, we were talking about Queer Eye and our love of watching Queer Eye because it's like a good, wholesome, feel good.
Yes.
5 great men who are looking to change the lives of human beings, and I'm all about it.
And they're all being vulnerable.
They're so
We're
vulnerable.
not using the word authentic.
No.
We're going to use the word vulnerable.
Which is harder than
so
authenticity.
if you're having a really shitty day,
Queer Eye.
you put on Queer Eye and your world perspective changes.
Okay.
Okay.
Queer Eye's on one level, but we're talking about men in sports experimenting. Did you watch Heated Rivalry?
No, because Scott and I were going to. My husband played hockey for Notre Dame.
Stop!
Okay.
You didn't watch it?
No. And then I think my future daughter-in-law said, I just don't think you should watch it. And I
Jen
was
Cameron.
like, I don't know why.
Jen Cameron.
Okay.
It is some of the most prolific television that has ever been made. And I'm not saying it because it's hot, and I'm not saying because it's gay. Okay?
Oh, it's hot?
Jen Cameron. I had to set a rule that I couldn't watch it 2 hours before bed because I could not sleep. My heart is racing. I have palpitations. I am dripping with sweat.
God, you asked about Girls Weekend?
Yeah. That.
I'm watching.
Oh my God, yes, we're just watching Heated Rivalry. So let me tell you why it's great. Okay, first of all, obviously it like swept the gay social zeitgeist because these two men are so attractive. And there's 2 storylines. I won't spoil it. 2 hot men, all in the world of hockey.
Okay.
And it really deals with like, and I think it deals very realistically with this idea of that like men experiment, and if you are gay in a professional sports team, like a lot of people are like, I can't come out, it will ruin my career and my endorsements and the way that straight men who indirectly pay my bills look at me. Okay? Jen. It is iconic cinema, okay? They are so hot. And it is so raunchy, right?
Yeah.
But can I tell you, gay men love it, but do you know who loves it more? Rich white women.
Of course they do.
They love it. The amount of podcasts I've listened to of like white women dishing about Heated Rivalry and being like, I wish I was gay.
Willow, one of our producers, do you hear him laughing in the background?
I'm like,
literally,
he is,
I can hear
he has
him.
watched it. I'm not here to judge Will, the producer, but like, he's probably straight and he's absolutely watched Heated Rivalry.
Oh my
and
God.
my point here is, it's universal. You're not gay because you watched it. It's a gorgeous love story. And can I tell you why I love it?
Why?
Because it is not based in trauma. Every single gay movie, play, many of which I produced on Broadway, are about the AIDS epidemic, or coming out and being shunned, or being hate crimed, or being killed, like the Laramie Project. No, it is just like every other straight rom-com I had to watch growing up that made me think I was straight. And it just deals with two dudes who play hockey. And there's a lot of hot sex scenes, and they're ripped, and they're gorgeous. And so my point is, shame on you living in Seattle, a gay ally, I'm so sure, okay? You have to watch Heated Rivalry starting tonight, HBO. And if you can't afford the $16...
Tony Roberts for telling me not to watch it.
Not my problem. You wear the pants in the relationship.
Oh, that's true.
That is true. And if you can't afford the $16, despite the fact you're blowing up all over Seattle, I will Venmo you $16 for HBO.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay?
I am going to do this on Girls Weekend. I'm going to watch this. I'm going to make my husband watch it with me. But
next to
I'm
a bowl
going
of
to
ice
tell
water.
you, hockey players are hot. I met my husband. We were dating. We weren't married. And we went to LA to a hockey game. And I hate to say it, Carrie Underwood's husband, Mike Fisher, was playing. And Scott's like, the only reason you're sitting here paying attention is because he's there. And I'm like, said every girl in America. But my husband and his brother and his nephew, they all played hockey. And they're all like bad boy girl magnets. Like, truly. And there's a thing in hockey called flow. It's the hair, right?
Zoom in.
Heated rivalry.
Zoom in.
Yes.
I'm sorry. If you don't think that is hot, you have a problem. And then there's this guy who works at a smoothie shop, and I'm like, how are you so ripped working at? Look at him. Don't you want a smoothie at his smoothie shop?
Guy in the show?
He is so hot. Yes.
Oh.
I literally am sweating. We might need to take, like, literally there's perspiration coming down my chest.
This is working for you.
Heated Rivalry, 100%.
Okay.
We should do it.
Okay.
Keep going. You were talking about hockey and hot and their babe magnets.
Flow. It's a hair thing. They call it flow. It's
and they're like,
it's like, oh yeah, My husband doesn't have hair anymore, but I've seen the pictures. I'm like, dude, you had it going on. Yeah. And I always say, if I met Scott when we were younger, we would never have worked. We probably would have had some tequila mad makeout session and just
game over.
Imploded. I'm so glad I met him when he was just like kind of mellowed out. He's still a handful. Yeah. Anyways.
Heated Rivalry, 6 episodes. You can get through it tonight.
Okay. So touching on something I said earlier.
Yeah.
Tyler, you got an Emmy. You're like, girl.
I didn't get an Emmy.
I'm like, was it an Oscar?
It wasn't an Oscar.
Okay, let's talk about your Broadway time. Because this is really cool.
Yeah, it actually is kind of cool.
I mean, it kind of makes you a badass baller of your own.
It does, kind of. Thank you. What, like, how far do you want to go back? What do you want to know?
Okay, you go to New York City and you just decide, I was a theater kid, I'm going to get on Broadway.
Yeah.
And you get on Broadway.
It's that easy.
No, I know it's not, actually.
So I'll try to abbreviate this, but we have an hour and a half left, so let's get to work, okay? So I moved to New York City. My undying love has always been Broadway, still is Broadway. I wanted to be a part of this community so bad, but knew I couldn't because that doesn't happen to small town Texas Tylers. Right? Yeah. That's my mentality when I get there. But as you know, I'm aggressive. And I'm like, I will beat down every single door because what I might not make up in generational wealth or connection, I have tenacity. So watch out, bitches. I'm breaking down some doors. And so I sent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of applications. I was an executive assistant in real estate in Austin in college. And an executive assistant role came up for a very noted producer in New York City named Daryl Roth. Daryl is like an icon in terms of producing. She calls me in to be an EA for her. I take a 15-minute interview. Imagine baby Tyler in a gorgeous high-rise. I'm sitting in a chair like this across from her. On this coffee table, there are 17 Tonys. And I'm like, I can't handle. And I tell her authentically and vulnerably, like, what I wanted to do. And she was like, Tyler, you don't want this job. You don't want this job. You don't want to sit at that desk and answer my emails and get me coffee. That's not what you want to do. But I do know that you want to work here. And I think you have a really good skill set. So I'll get you a job in one of my companies by the end of the week. And that Friday, I got a job as a production assistant to the production supervisor. Now, let me paint this picture for you, Jen, because it's very important you understand what this is.
Yes.
If there was a list of 100 jobs on Broadway, the very last one that I should ever have is this. I'm the assistant to the assistant to the assistant of the person who builds the set and prices lumber. No. Unsubscribe. Not interested. Okay. But did I show up? Yes. Did I get all of the overweight, straight union construction workers their bagels and coffee order? Gladly, right? I showed up. Did I have to stay late every single day to paint the back of the sets? Yes, because fire code. And I'm not a member of the union. I can't paint the front, only the back. Okay. But I showed up every day and I said, it's a 4-week contract. I was getting paid $300 a week. Okay. I don't get out of bed for $300.
That's money.
Right? That, honey, let me tell you, when you have zero, that's 300% more. Okay.
That's money.
And so I was like, I'm going to do the best job I can. He calls Daryl and is like, he hates this job, but he's the best PA I've ever had. And she goes, great, good to know. I started to get calls from so many Broadway companies, not for jobs, but for informational interviews.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a stage manager, right? I have stage management experience. I love the idea of being in charge. Can you believe? Running the production, calling the show. Because like when you see a show on Broadway, what a lot of people don't know is every light cue, all 5,000 of them are cued by a human. Right? The human is telling the lightboard operator when to press the button and the actors to enter. Mm-hmm. And so like they're really the captain of the ship and I love that power. And so I did a lot of interviews and I interviewed with one guy and he was like, I really like your vibe. I actually am hiring for one of my next Broadway shows. And I'm interviewing a lot of people, but I'll keep you in mind. He calls me that Friday and he goes, the person I selected is no longer available. Would you be interested in starting? And my answer is like, on Broadway? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm available. And so my very first day on Broadway as an assistant stage manager was me and Patti LuPone alone in a room. Dead ass. It was life-changing. And then Patti brought me to her next show, and then I did 3 additional Broadway contracts, which led me to the final show I worked as a stage manager on Broadway, which was a show called On Your Feet, which was the story of Gloria and Emilio Estefan. I did the show for 3 years. I became very good friends with the Estefans. And ultimately, in between layoffs, because even if you're successful on Broadway, you're laid off every like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have like 4 weeks where you're like, I guess I'll go make some coffee somewhere. Okay. I deeply believe in the philosophy of I'm going to never wait for permission. I don't need Jen to call me to give me permission to do something, right?
Yeah.
You don't need a producer to call you to make a podcast. Just fucking make your podcast, right? And so this was in 2014 and vlogging on YouTube started to become very popular. The word influencer, Instagram Reels didn't even exist yet. Instagram didn't even have stories yet. I just woke up one morning and I said, I want to do a vlog. And so I would have my friends on the vlog, and this concept was simple, kind of like this. You're my friend. I would literally invite you over. We'd sit on my couch in my small ass Hell's Kitchen apartment studio. We'd drink a bottle of wine or 2, get trashed, and we'd play a fun game like Truth or Dare. Okay. Yeah. So I do like 6 or 7 episodes, and I get like 60 views each. But again, I'm not doing it for fame or clout. I'm doing it because I like it. Long story short, I'm stage managing one of Gloria Estefan's private concerts. And I go into her dressing room and she says something like, I'm mad at you. And I said, why? And she's like, I hear you have a vlog and you haven't asked me to be on it. And I said, Gloria, I am not inviting the most successful Latin artist of all time to my 300 square foot apartment. And she goes, when are you available? And I said, you can come shoot tomorrow. And so her and Emilio came over to my house. And they shot an episode with me.
Where is it?
And it went.
I want to see it.
I can send it to you.
I want to see it.
You want to see it right now?
Yeah, I want to see it.
And she came over to my apartment and it changed my life. Because once you have Gloria Estefan on the couch, anyone on Broadway will sit on your couch.
I mean.
And the moral of the story is that accidentally changed my life. I did 150 episodes and I sat with the biggest stars on Broadway. You name them, I've sat with them, and it's the concept. You have to come to my house. I was asked, oh, will you go to so-and-so's dressing room? Nope, they have to come to my apartment. That's the entire conceit. It was eventually acquired by Playbill, the Broadway legacy brand, where I worked for a long time. And when it was at its height, we were sending it to 1 million people in 168 countries. And then I became, there's really no other way to describe it other than like a legit Broadway celebrity.
Yeah.
Like
Boom.
They would sneak me into the house when I would go see a show because lines would form for photos and autographs. I eventually stopped doing the show because people would camp outside of my apartment because they found out where it was. So like, yeah, I lived baby Tyler's dream. I met
Yeah.
every single Broadway star. But then even when you are at the pinnacle of success in this space, I still was making $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
You can't live on that anywhere, much less
Mm-mm.
Manhattan. So
Oh,
then I
God,
went
no.
back to corporate America and then I became a producer. But I can tell you about producing, but this is me and Gloria. Advertisement. I gotta pay my bills. I've gotta pay my bills. Well, listen to the advertisement. We gotta pay my bills. We gotta pay my bills. Okay, let me show you. Let me just show you. 1 second. Here we go.
Okay, so this is a thing I've been hearing lately is
Mhm.
the difference between success and not success is somebody did shit.
Yeah, that's all
You
it
just
is.
have to do it.
Like, we're having a good time.
In your little 300 square foot apartment and your hair is so cute.
No.
Get out. She's a freaking icon.
She's the single most successful Latin crossover artist in the history of
And
music.
she was in your Hell's Kitchen apartment.
Yeah. But like the people I
That
sat with in
is-
that apartment is pretty cool.
I don't know.
And when I moved out of New York, I auctioned my couch off.
Shut up.
Yeah. That
Because she
IKEA.
sat on it?
Yeah. Well,
Was it a IKEA couch?
it was an IKEA couch I paid for $300 and I donated like $12K to charity.
Was it used when you bought it?
No, I'm not that tacky. Jesus Christ. No. Anyway, so yeah, that was my Broadway story.
I am
Hmm.
dying right now.
Yeah. And then from there, the glamorous part starts when a lead producer calls me and says, I know you're stopping the vlog, but you are quite famous in the industry and you could raise a lot of money. I'll teach you everything about producing if you want to learn. And I deeply believe in the philosophy that we only are given opportunities that we're ready to take, even
Yeah.
if we don't believe it. And so my answer is like, wait, a massive lead producer who has produced so many Tony winning shows is asking me to produce and he's going to teach me? The answer is yes. And that changed my life too.
Yeah.
I've won, God, I have 3 Tony Awards. I have a Grammy. I was at the time the youngest person in the history of theater to be nominated for all 4 production
Oh my
categories
God.
of the Tonys.
So every time I tell somebody that you won an Oscar, I should be like, oh, hey, wait a minute.
Not an Oscar.
Wrong award,
Yeah.
but you deserve one because
I-
that's pretty freaking
Thank
epic.
you. I deserve an Oscar.
Yeah.
I need an Emmy. Emmy's easy. Emmy's child's play. Like I could record a silly commercial in Idaho and win a regional Emmy. That's easy. I need an Oscar. So like maybe one of my Broadway shows
Ooh.
become a feature film, kind of like Wicked did, and
Yeah.
then I can win.
Okay, do it. So when I was in New York City, you
Let's
just
hear it.
touched on something because it goes back to growth
Mm-hmm.
and having an opportunity where you're like terrified. You're like, am I capable of that?
Yeah.
That's so far above me and I've never done that before, right? But I was in a situation in New York City where I had my second job. So I had my first job and then my second job. And the second job, I had somebody that was in a high position and he terrorized me. And I hope he listens to this podcast because I
too.
just want him to know what an asshole he was. He was demeaning to me.
Rude.
He was threatened by me.
Hate him.
And he treated me a certain way.
Disgusting.
And one day they call me in and they're like, oh, we're consolidating, so we're laying you off. And I'd only been there 8 months.
Okay.
So not everybody is going to know who it is. But it was the way that he kind of almost smiled at me when that happened, right? And
Like you got what was coming for you.
Yeah,
You stupid little girl.
yeah. And the funniest thing is in that moment I went, oh my God, I'm in New York City with these 2 kids. I'm jobless. I don't know anyone in the city. And somebody else came in and offered me something so much better. But I thought, should I take this? Shouldn't I take it? You know, it's doing something new. I haven't really done that before. But I had this amazing mentor, and it was Teresa Hall.
Yeah.
And she was Barbara Corcoran's
Yes, she was.
right-hand person that helped her build that company.
When
We used to go-
Corcoran was becoming Corcoran.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know I've never met Barbara Corcoran?
You haven't.
And she's like my
Icon.
idol.
Talk about vulnerable and authentic. She's like, I hate wearing fucking makeup.
God, I love her.
Yeah, me too. Go ahead.
God, everything. So, but I had Teresa.
Mm-hmm.
And Teresa and I would go to Barney's and we would sit there and have lunch. And she just said one day, she said, you know, Jen, that is the thing about growth. If you don't take that job,
Mm-hmm.
you're never going to grow. And I'll be here for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you need something, you come to me. But I know you're capable of it. You just haven't done it before. And I took that job and it was really good because I learned a lot because of the person that I was working with. But that is how growth happens. Like you got to do the really scared, hard thing and then realize, oh, it's not so scary. It's not so hard.
Do you know what I've learned? And I bet you know the same exact thing now on this side of the career ladder.
Yeah.
I, just like you, have been very fortunate to sit in some really cool rooms.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm talking about, just like you, billionaires, presidents, ambassadors, CEOs, celebrities. And do you know what they all share in common?
What?
None of them know what the fuck they're doing, including me, including you. The difference is they're like, I am the best singer in the fucking world. And we're like, yeah, I believe that, right? No one knows what they're doing in life, right? Like, you don't know how to sell real estate. I don't know how to market. Our producer here doesn't even know how to turn on a fucking camera probably, but we all get paid to do it. You know,
Sorry, Will.
You know, Will's like acting, typing buttons back. He doesn't even know what he's doing. My point is, we learn through experience.
Yeah.
Right? And if we don't have that experience, we can't grow. And when I see any of my clients struggle and they're scared and they're in a place of discomfort, I go, oh, you know what you're doing right now? You're exercising that atrophied muscle you've never exercised before, right? I remember the first time I went to the gym, I was terrified. Now I'm like, move over, bitches, right? And I think that's really, really important to exactly what you're talking about. No one knows what they're doing. Everyone is learning as they go because even billionaires are experiencing things for the first time.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, the one thing I can say that maybe my brain is wired a little bit differently, but I'm not afraid to fail at all because I failed so many times that I know my ability to bounce or my resiliency is deep, right? And every time I fail, I get back up and I'm more powerful and I'm stronger. I learned that lesson. Now, do I have to learn the same lessons 3 times and get hit over the head? Sometimes I do, Tyler.
Oh, you do?
But those
Jen Cameron.
I have a deficit for...
Clearly.
I do, but it's in a personal way.
That's fine.
Like, I've had to learn the lesson that, you know, people pleasing isn't everything.
It's not.
I'm not responsible for everybody's outcome. I don't have to forgive everybody. And I really don't need everyone to like me. I would rather that you respect me.
Ooh. Well, I like and respect you, Jen Cameron.
Thank you.
That's all I know.
Thank you.
I love that conceit. Wait. Now I was so thrown off by being like, what were you just saying? I'm not even drunk yet. Like, we have a problem. Wait, what were you just saying?
Well, I was talking.
I don't need to be liked. I need to be respected.
Someone taught me that lesson. You know who it was?
Barbara Corcoran.
No.
Never met her.
Scott Cameron.
Oh.
My hubby. He said to me one day, can I ask you a question? And I said, yeah. And he pisses me off sometimes.
Me too. Scott
and then
Cameron.
I think about it and I'm like, I come back to it. But he said, are you really so concerned that everybody likes you? Or are you more concerned that they respect you? And I probably left the house really pissed off that day.
Of course.
You don't even know. You know what I mean? And then I went, oh, he's right. Like, that's little Jen deep somewhere in there. Everybody needs to like me. That's not where I'm at. We're not playing here. You know, I'm running a business. I'm running a company. I've made a major investment. No, I don't need everyone to like me because if everybody liked me, I would be catering to their needs and their other stuff and all the things that they need to fill them up. And that's not true.
That's
you
a
know
portion
what I mean?
of the business. It's not the entire business.
Yeah.
Right?
My job is to be efficient and make sure that I'm providing the best tools and resources for them and that I'm giving them a place to thrive, right? I might make a decision somebody disagrees with, but ultimately I'm the only person who's accountable for that decision, right? And that decision might have to be for the greater good.
Correct.
So there's a lot of nuances in there, but yeah, no.
My answer is I feel that way as a CEO too, a lot of the times. But my thought is, at the end of the day, if you'd like to make a different decision, I totally respect that and get that, right?
Yeah.
Then you invest your money and you build it for 10 years, right? Not in a
Yeah.
bitchy way. I'm just like, then you should absolutely own and run your company, and I'll support you in doing that.
Yeah.
Right. But the thing that I do, as you know, I do a lot of real estate consultancy and I do a lot of keynote speaking. Okay.
Yeah.
It's my love language. It's what I love to do. And this is a common theme of, well, what if me being authentically myself makes someone not want to work with me? So then I pose the question,
Oh,
Jen,
yeah.
right? I pose the question, right? Let's have a candid conversation as if we haven't been candid this entire time.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you agree that we're just talking about you as a real estate agent, not a business owner, just like
Okay.
an agent who sells real estate.
Mhm.
Can we agree that there is someone in the world who's a man who doesn't want to work with you because he thinks women are stupid?
Oh my God. Yes.
Do you think that there is a woman who doesn't want to work with you because you're a bitch and going to steal her husband?
Okay.
So, yes or no? Is there someone in the world who thinks that? Are there women that don't want to work with you because you theoretically are intimidating?
I was young in my 20s
Uh-huh.
and maybe early 30s actually, and found myself going through a divorce in my career. Yes. They
Right.
instantly thought I was after their jackass husbands, which I would never be interested in.
Never.
And I had to work really hard to dispel this myth that just because I got a divorce didn't mean that I was going to come after your husbands,
Right.
nor would I, not
Right.
in my ethos or integrity. But yeah, so yeah,
Right?
I do remember that.
Are there, not necessarily you, we're not talking politics here, but it's like, can you agree that there are Democrats that don't want to work with Republicans? Can you agree that there are Republicans that don't want to work with Democrats?
Yeah.
Okay, right?
Mhm.
And so the point is, no matter who you are, Jen Cameron, no matter who, there is a group of people that will never work with you because of it.
Yeah.
And once you accept the fact that no matter who I am, whether it is vulnerable and authentic or me playing this role of who I think I need to be, that everyone likes me, there are still going to be people who don't like you.
Yes.
And once you realize that, it is the most freeing thing.
Yeah.
Because there are people who don't want to work with me because I'm gay. I love that. You're not my people.
I just saw your video about being like in rural America.
I can dish about that in a second. But you finish what you were saying. You
No,
were excited to talk.
I want to flip the switch a little bit because over the last year and a half specifically, I had 2 clients and they were big assholes.
What are their
And,
first and last names and addresses?
I would love more than anything
Let's
to share
dox them.
that, but that would not.
We have a
bode well for
career
my
to
business.
maintain, but you know who doesn't? Me.
Okay. Both of these clients were kind of in the luxury realm and both were men and
Ew.
they loved to tell me how small I was. Both of them. I'm not kidding.
Did you say
And-
00? Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I worked my asses off and did an amazing job for both these people. But no matter what a great job I would do, they never softened in that, right? And that kind of thing where they call and you're just, God, it's them. And you know you're going to get your ass handed to you for 30 minutes. So,
But the
Bye-bye.
only reason you did a good job in their minds is because they acted that way.
oh, I'm sure.
Do you understand?
If I don't put the pressure on her and keep my thumb on her, which
That's
is
the only reason you did
but
a good job.
Hi, just for the record,
For the
when you
record,
treat someone like that, you're not going to get the best. out
you're
of them.
not going to get the best
I'm
service.
like a golden lab.
She's a golden
I'm
lab.
loyal to a fault. You say, "Good job, Jen."
You
Pat
say,
me on
"Good
the head.
job."
Go do more
Pat
of
her.
it. You're going to get way more out of me.
Way better.
Yes. And
Yes.
so fast forward.
I am
the
at the
way-
Church of Jen.
By the way, one of them,
Yeah.
I brought the highest offer they've ever gotten for their property.
Can't wait to hear their
And they
response.
said to me, "We think you're spread a little too thin because you're trying to get us to accept this offer." I said, "No, I'm not. First of all, it's the only legit offer you've had, and it's the highest. They just sold their house for way less." So, okay, I digress. I move on. I want to keep it tight here, but this is the
I don't.
difference.
I want this story
This-
loose and flowing. Let's go.
Okay, so a little bit of real estate dirt here. I'm a professional. I keep it tight. We won't say names.
Let's
but
hope
I
not.
had somebody that was referred to me last year. And by last year, I mean 2025. So in this, I met this person and they had that kind of personality where I'm difficult for the sake of being difficult.
Done. Unsubscribe.
Nope. I kept going
Of course you did. You're Jen.
for like 8 months. I can handle this. I can handle
Of
this.
course you can.
So the night before we were going to list their home, Okay, we're going to do photos and video the next day.
Yeah,
I had everything set up,
of course.
including my cleaners going over to just detail their home, make it perfect. And I was really proud of the job I'd done. I thought we were in a good place. I have a really good friend. Her husband passed away from ALS.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I say to the client, I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to fly there. I'm going to go to the service for my friend who has passed and his wife and her 4 kids. But I will be back the night before your photos and everything will be great. We're just cleaning. Everything was done. Everything was staged. Everything was perfect. All we had to do was just a final cleaning because I like things dialed in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm at the service and all of a sudden I got 20 text messages during the service about how upset they were, how important they were, how they had cleared their whole schedule for the cleaners to come that were simply going to be late because their last job took longer. They had gone to do a deep cleaning for someone, but the house was in much worse, bad shape. And these people are amazing. They're the most hardworking, humble people. They do the shit nobody else wants to do.
Of course.
Okay? And they were simply going to be late and told this client. And they lost their cookies. And I realized in that minute, through the way that they were talking about the cleaners, that I could not work with this person.
Done.
And I made the decision to say, please leave my things on the porch tomorrow morning. I'll pick them up. You're welcome to list your home with someone else. And it was a really defining moment for me to say, when you work with amazing people, they know amazing people. Like when you work with stinky people, they know stinky people. So build your life, your tribe, your business around the people that you want to surround yourself with. So no, I didn't initially learn the lesson until I was hit the 3rd time in the head with it. Okay. Now, you know what happened?
What?
Right after I let that client go, I got a call from this amazing, amazing man. And you know what he said to me?
What?
He said, my wife is, she has dementia and it's a really difficult situation and she's the love of my life. And I would like to find a house with the most beautiful sunsets so I can give her as many sunsets as days as she has.
I can't
know.
deal. I can't deal.
I know.
I can't deal. I can't
I know.
deal. I can't deal.
Can
It's a
you?
notebook.
Can you?
Nope.
Yeah. And I said, oh my God, what a privilege. And for 3
Privilege.
months,
Privilege.
I was like a dog with a bone. I will find the most beautiful sunsets. And he said to me, and if you could find a house that also has a shop for me, I would be so grateful, but it doesn't matter. You know what I found? A house with full 360-degree views. The sunsets that they will watch are outstanding. And the shop, the woman was an artist. So they had built this beautiful little detached studio for him.
Fate.
And I thought, I could have spent my time and energy on that guy, or I could have the privilege of helping this person and the feeling that gives in my life and the motivation. And they're the best people. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I want that in my life. I don't want that other shit.
Girl, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I have only, I don't want to say only. Let me tell you a little secret about my company, okay? We have something called the asshole tax.
Oh, I love this.
It's called the asshole tax. So
we have rule number 1, no assholes.
I do know that.
Okay.
Okay. I don't tolerate assholes, okay? And I'll work with anyone the first time. I deeply believe everyone deserves a shot within reason. If you are vile and awful, and and then your deranged brain makes you go, I complained and I bitched and I moaned, which rarely happens at my company, and I'm very lucky for that. Okay? And then they come back and they're like, can you help me build a website? Our answer is yeah. And we take our rate and we double it. And we say if they are that stupid to do work with us because they were so demeaning and awful to my company, right? Then shame on them. And you know what I do? I take that asshole tax and I split it between the employees who deal with the client.
I love that because you know what else? It takes more time and energy. So it's really not just an asshole tax. It's I have to charge for my time and my bandwidth. So if I'm going to take this on, it's going to cost me twice as much.
Without
So
question.
I understand that.
I'm like, I cannot.
Yeah.
I can't be too specific at all here, but I was flown out to meet with a very famous real estate person. Okay? They were launching a new section of their company.
Okay.
Okay?
I know who it is, just so you know.
Do you?
Yeah, but I'm not going to say it out loud.
Please don't, because I'm an NDA.
I know.
I was flown out, and are you sure you know?
I think I know.
Okay.
I'm really smart.
I know this. Okay. And I was flown out to pitch this group of individuals our services to brand this new part of the company.
Okay.
It was a big get. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if I'm getting on a plane to pitch you, we're about to make some cash. Okay. I pitch, it goes very, very well. This individual or individuals, they're very excited. Okay. And then I see an interview this person gives on national television. And I said, I would rather be broke and live under a bridge than work for this person.
Okay, guess what? It's not who I thought it was.
Who did you think it was?
Oh, I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'll tell you off
Tell
camera.
me off camera.
Oh my God.
I wrote them an email and I said, I'm wishing you the best of luck in your endeavor. Because you are who you are, I know it'll be successful. And there are a lot of companies who will do equal work to me. I just can't morally align with an organization that believes in this. I'm not even talking political. I don't care who you vote for. I'm talking about like basic human dignity.
Yeah.
I was like, I would be crucified if I ever went on national television and said what this person said. Anyway, so I said no, and I turned down that deal, and it still haunts me. But
No.
here we are.
Listen, don't ever second guess that. And I think, you know, I always tell my husband, he's really book smart. Like he's from Toronto.
Okay.
He's Canadian. And he came to the United States of America, okay, and became a citizen. So he's had to learn about our history. Would you just fill up yours more than mine? I just only in a little bubble. That's it. And so
Get it.
He,
Okay. You're
oh,
good.
you thought I was going to get down there and like slurp it all up.
Ew, no.
So, this is okay. Anyways, I digress. But if you play trivia with him or any game
over.
he knows everything.
I'm like, okay,
Right?
Rain Man.
Yeah, but I have EQ. You know what that is?
Bitch, you and me both. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can already tell the deeply rooted trauma that you hold. And
Deep.
that ensures that sometimes you have
Yeah.
self-confidence issues. And you have to learn the lesson 3 times. Am I right?
Shocker. Shock. You're so intuitive.
I'm so intuitive.
Your-
EQ.
your-
Okay, go ahead.
Your EQ is
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay. Yeah, I would say that I have a better EQ than IQ.
Yeah. And I think it's really like if you can tap into that and learn to trust your gut, it's powerful.
Yeah.
Like I have a thing now and I just go, I used to go running in, right? Like
Same. I still do that.
I'm going to save you and I'm going to love you and I'm going to give you all my stuff because it takes nothing from me and I want you to succeed and blah, 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 blah.
Same.
And I'm like, oh, that's almost yuck, right?
I'm so guilty.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am such a bad judge of character. I have to be honest. I'm a bad judge of character. I don't know what this says about you, but I'm a bad judge of character, Jen Cameron. Okay. But I've known you long enough to know that I'm right here. With men, with dating, with some business relationships, I'm like, okay, you were the first one. That sounds good. And that's poor business acumen. We have to agree, Jen Cameron. That's not too smart of Tyler.
I got all the stories. You told your fiance story.
Oh, they didn't hear the fiance story.
Oh my God.
The fiance story's
Can
good.
you
I'm already
just-
sweating.
okay.
I'll do it real quick.
do it? Do it.
Just do it. Okay, long story short, I was in a relationship with a man who I was madly in love with. This was like my first love of my life. I was highly anxious. Like this was the time that I started to go see a therapist and a psychiatrist and got medicated. I was having panic attacks every morning, puking in the shower. Like it was not fun. I'm like very vulnerable and open about like my my long-term struggle with mental health that now, because of SSRIs, are in check, baby. Okay. But I say all of that to be like, I had such an anxious attachment to this man, right? He knows this. I
Mm-hmm.
know this. I'm not saying anything I haven't said to him or said in a million keynotes around the country. Anyway, I knew I was going to propose to this person. I had to propose to him because it was the only way that he was going to stay with me. Now, he didn't say that. That was Tyler's mentality. If I marry him, then he's
Lock him
mine.
down.
Yeah. As if you can't cheat on someone when you're married, as if you can't cheat on someone before you're married, as if this written contract ensures that he's yours. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
understand the fallacy in this, okay? Now, I knew I wanted to marry him. I wanted to marry him. It wasn't that I was doing it to lock him down, but like that was a part of it. Like if we were married, he was mine. He couldn't go anywhere else. Um,
Did you see a future with him based on reality, or if you could manipulate the situation and fix him and bring it forward?
a little bit of both.
Okay.
I really did see so many fantastic characteristics about this man. And I also knew that I would have to manipulate it to get it there.
Okay.
Okay. And so I'm a good boyfriend. Jen Cameron, you already probably know this about me. I'm a good boss and I go above and beyond. I spare no expense to my credit card's detriment. Okay. And so his favorite city in the entire world was Vienna. He studied abroad there.
Wow.
And so I thought, what a lovely surprise. I'm going to call his boss. I'm going to take a week's vacation for him without him knowing. I'm going to pack his bags. I'm going to show up at his work unannounced. He's going to come downstairs. He's going to get in a car. I'm going to fly him to Vienna. We're going to get on a train. We're going to go to a remote lake village called Hallstatt in the middle of nowhere. Placid lake. Gorgeous. I rented the most expensive Airbnb. It was like $800. No one get crazy. It was gorgeous. Okay. We woke up that morning at sunrise. I proposed to him. He said yes. We went back to Vienna. I flew in his 6 best friends to spend the entire week with us. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Gorgeous. 6 days before that, he had cheated on me with a stranger in a bar.
That's a really shit thing to do.
We agree, and he would agree too. I will give him that. He was very apologetic. And there was a moment that I was like, well, I still have to marry him. Why, Jen? Because I refused to ruin my life because of one bad mistake he made. And then he did it again. And then he did it again. And after he did it the third time, I said, I have to be done here.
Yeah.
And so while he went and visited his parents for Mother's Day, I got a brand new apartment in New York City. I ordered all the furniture. He got home that night. I told him I was leaving that night and moving out.
Wow.
And would I go through that heartbreak and pain and awfulness again a million times over? Because similar to your story earlier, in terms of like these traumatic, horrific things that have happened in business or your personal life that changed you, and your failures specifically, you were talking about your failures earlier. I would do that over and over and over again because never again will a man do that to me.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. A man, I don't control other people's actions or behavior. Another man easily might cheat on me without question. I have no control over that. Okay. But I will never allow them to stay in a relationship with me if they have.
Yeah.
And it taught me self-worth. And it also taught me that I can get through my darkest moment and my darkest time.
Yes.
And so the stakes are much lower. And when you're in a relationship where the stakes are not here and here, but here, like a rational, level-headed human, you actually can enjoy life and you can enjoy the relationship and you can be present and you can laugh and you can find joy.
Yeah.
And so that is what that taught me. And anyone listening who's single and gay and hot and has a six-pack and is highly successful and wants a fantastic proposal, please call me Tyler G. Mount.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm keeping that on my radar.
Yeah, please.
It's interesting. I remember a therapist telling me one time I was making excuses for someone cheating on me. I'm in therapy and, the distance or this, that, and the other. And I said, Jen, there is only one reason someone cheats, and it is their integrity. And
that hits.
hello.
Jen, the school of Jen Cameron. Wait,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. As I tell my children, please do not spend $100,000 on therapy. As your mother, I already apologize for all the things I did wrong. And please, anyone who wants to borrow from, all my years of therapy.
I'll tell you.
Feel free.
Yeah.
Feel free. But that is it, is their integrity. Don't say, if I had done this or if we were closer or this, that, and the other. No, it is purely someone's integrity in the place that they're in. And it's a really horrible thing to do to somebody because it just is, period. But when I met my husband, I remember I was like, hi, here's the deal. You want to be with me? You'll be truthful. You'll be transparent. And this is how it is. And he knows. I get up every morning. I never worry about my husband doing something nefarious, you know? And I feel like the minute you have to wonder and have that feeling,
Game over.
something's already going on.
Game over.
Right?
Every time he was anywhere, I was like, is he cheating on me? What is he with? Who is he with? Oh, can I track his location? Oh, do I need to swing by the bar? That is unhinged.
No, but it's because you already knew.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unhinged. I was like, that is not a relationship. We did not have time, Jen Cameron, although we made a lot of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did not have time for that, but we made a lot of time for it.
I know.
Wild. Yeah. The stories I have, which I'll share 1 second. This is good. This is some dirty gossip for
Give
you.
it to me.
The second time I found out he had cheated on me, it's because I had looked at the doggy camera in our bedroom.
What? The doggy camera?
This was before OnlyFans. It wasn't anything fun. Okay. We had a pit bull and we had we had a camera on the crate.
Yeah.
And when you're supposed to be at a party, but you're in our bed.
Shut up.
And then he looks at me when I confront him.
Shut up.
And he says,
Shut up.
the night he told me he wasn't going to drink. He looks at me and I confront him with it.
Yeah.
He goes, Tyler, I genuinely don't remember that. To which I said that I'll take your word for it. But let me tell you, doing that in our bed or being so blacked out drunk that you don't remember it when you said you weren't drinking are both fireable
Okay, that
offenses.
just makes you an idiot.
Him? Idiot.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Listen.
this was a decade ago.
Listen.
I've survived. I've kissed many cute boys since then. We're on the up and up, I
Okay.
promise.
But now you live in Texas.
Yes.
You live in Austin.
Yes.
I know you met my friend Anna.
Yes. I
Die.
love Anna and her husband.
I
LA.
know.
We love.
I know. Okay, so you're there and you're in a great place. Your business is killing it. You're healthy. You've learned a lot of these life lessons.
Yes, without question.
Okay. What are you looking for in a partner now?
Okay, so let's start. Not that this is most important. Let's just start physically because that's what typically
Okay.
people want. I don't have a lot of physical characteristics that I need. Like, I don't care if you're tall or short. I'm a short king. Like, if you're 6'5", like, I can't climb a tree. You know what I mean? Like, so I would love you like 6 foot or below. 6'1" is fine. So like, I'm not one who's like, I need you to be over 6 foot. Like, bitch, I don't want to work. Okay. Number one. Number two, I want you to be physically fit. I don't need you to be a model, but like, I can't have you be a sack of shit, right? Like, I need you to try. That's all. I don't
Okay.
need you to be ripped. That's not what I'm looking for. I love a little daddy energy. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. From there, I don't really have a race preference at all. But can I tell you the thing I've been obsessed with lately is Asian men
Please
after
do.
heated rivalry. I'm like, I need a hot Asian hockey player. Sue me, Jen Cameron. Sue me. I need it more than life itself. I have a weird infatuation for like military. Let's be clear, I probably don't want to date or marry them. But the idea that they're like, yeah, I'm straight and carry a gun and I shower with guys in the shower. Like, that's hot. Like,
Do you want to be dominated? Do you want a good
no,
throwdown?
no. You're getting into a completely different
I'm
level.
not talking about like
BDSM.
in your no.
I don't want that.
Ew, weird. No.
BDSM is not weird. I don't
No.
participate, but like maybe
Like-
one of your listeners like it. Don't
Ew,
ostracize them.
Ew.
No.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, you're in a hot makeout. You
Been
want to
there.
throw down. You want to be like,
I want someone to pick me up
want
and
someone
throw me
who's
through
a
the
little
headboard.
Alpha, right?
Well, I
I'm
don't
not
really-
going BD. What is BDSM?
I don't know what it stands for, but I feel like you're like punching me or some
Okay,
shit.
can we Google that later? Because
We can-
I don't
not
know,
now.
but I am like
Not on
that
their
is-
Wi-Fi.
No.
And so the moral of the story is I don't need someone who's like alpha to my beta. I am maybe not like in stature, but like I am very much a lot of the times and personality-wise the alpha. Can you imagine me being like, I'm going to run the show?
You're like in charge.
I'm typically in charge, right?
Yeah.
But like I love like God, I'm so stereotypical. I like the straight complex. Like the straighter you are, the more I'm attracted to you. And is that fucked up? And like maybe a little, what do we call it? Like homophobic? No, homophobic isn't the right
So are you
word.
saying you don't like a lot of feminine energy?
I don't love feminine energy in a
Okay.
partner. I love feminine energy as a friend. Like let's kiki and I'll watch you cooter slam at a drag bar. Like that's fun. I don't want to date you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of my gay friends are like very femme, and I love that. But like my partner, I want to be like, I'm a man because I'm gay. I want to date a man, not a woman, right?
Okay.
And so that's that physically. Okay. From there, let's talk about personality. That's very important. Someone has to understand my humor. If you can't tell, I will be texting someone and they will just like not get it. I'm like, this is never going to work.
Oh my God. Do you remember the flowers you sent me? It was so fucking funny.
Oh, what flowers? I know I sent you flowers. What happened?
We had a thing. We were supposed to meet. I don't know. We had a date or something.
Oh my God.
And you forgot.
I live by the calendar, Jen. I do not forget meetings. My favorite exercise is running on time. Like I literally am always on time. And when I tell you, looking straight at the camera, survivor confession, I bold-faced didn't even show up to our meeting. And when Jen Cameron schedules time with you, you show up. I didn't.
Well, that's just because I don't have time. So if
I
I make
know.
time, it's like, okay,
Precious.
I'm really committed. And I'm hesitant to schedule time or use time that I don't have unless it's really important to me.
And
So
I'm not
you
buying a house
fucked
from
me
you.
by not showing up.
Oh, shut up. I didn't
And
fuck you by not
then-
showing up. But I am a gentleman and
did.
I am a consummate professional and I sent her flowers.
Yes, and it was the cutest card
What did
ever.
I say?
Something like, I'm a fucking idiot, sorry.
Yeah, I literally was like, sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. And she rescheduled with me and now I'm sitting on her podcast.
I
Right?
know.
Here we
know,
are.
I know.
So I need someone who runs on time. Number one, the irony is not lost on me. If you are chronically late, that means you're inconsiderate. I said what I said. It's not a hot take, it's truth. If you run late everywhere, you are inconsiderate because you believe your time is more important than mine.
Okay, with the exception, I just
Nope.
want to say to everyone in real estate, we have
Nope.
a rule that says if you're within 15 minutes, we're cool, except for if you have a business planning session with me. I don't know why. It's really important to me.
Well, if you're going
I like-
from a list of showings, I get that.
Yeah, or an inspection that runs late. But listen,
If I have dinner with you at 9 p.m.,
yeah,
show up at 9. Don't show up at 9:30. That's rude.
I'm not typically late, but I roll up to a moment. If the moment is 11, I roll up and I'm there at 11.
Babe, that's not late. That's on time.
Okay. I don't roll up 5 or 10 minutes early. I roll up to the moment, and usually I don't remember what moment I'm in.
Me neither,
until
and I look at the
show up.
calendar.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
switch gears.
I'm like,
be
where are
there.
we right now?
And I try to be present in that moment. Okay, we have 5 minutes.
Yeah, let's go.
Right? Because I have a call with Mexico City at 3.
Oh,
I
she
know,
loves
what
tacos.
What a badass.
I know.
Baller.
Have you
Mexico
had the
City.
Mexico City tacos, the Michelin-starred restaurant there?
Oh my God. I want to tell you my biggest regret. I went to the agency's leadership
go?
retreat in Mexico City a few months ago, and we were committed to going, and we didn't because we were so busy and so many things happened. But I had so many other amazing experiences.
You didn't have the Mexico City tacos, though.
No,
You didn't have that.
no.
You're dead to me.
I know, loser.
Dad,
Loser.
with all due
Everyone
respect,
gives
you
me
are a
shit.
loser. What?
Because I did not do that.
I'm giving you shit. That was
I know.
that was
know.
the stupidest mistake of your career.
Yeah. Okay, by the way, I thought I knew what spicy food was like until I went to Mexico City, and I'm like, what is happening?
I love spicy food, but I don't love, oh my God, my butthole's tingling spicy.
Okay, that's how it was.
No. And then if you go to like, I'm assuming you've been to London, right? And like you eat their Indian food, which I love. They're like, do you
Yes.
want mild, medium, or spicy? And you say medium, and they go, they give
Do
you
you really? Mhm.
this face, and they're like, medium is really hot. And my
Oh my
friend,
God.
my friend was like, I'll get spicy, and they were like,
Okay, you just defined my, did we say hot girl weekend? What was it called?
here's to the girls' weekend.
Okay, so my girls' weekend,
Is
whatever we
having a
called
really
it.
spicy butthole.
No, it was, okay, I don't know. Listen, I got nothing to say.
Okay.
I can't even respond to that.
'Kay.
All I know is Flannel's ugly sweater. What's the movie we're watching?
It's a limited series called Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
Talk about a spicy butthole.
Okay. And Indian food in my bonus room.
Bonus room?
That is my hot girls weekend with my husband.
Why does he have to be there? Oh, this is good. Can he serve us food and bring us
Yes.
cocktails and then leave?
That's exactly what he does. No,
But
he'll
can I
wanna
tell
watch
you?
it.
Of course he will.
He'll
He'll
loves
be
a
like,
chick
yeah, I'm
flick.
straight, bro.
Yeah.
Snap, snap.
Scott Cameron loves a chick flick.
This is not a chick flick. This is a
He's-
dick flick.
He's an involved.
Wow,
man.
I came up with that on the spot.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Okay. I know. Oh my God. I'm going to have this poor guy on my podcast because people are like, who is Scott Cameron?
We're going to have to. Also, I hope you don't lose followers from this conversation.
I don't really care.
You heard it first. Jen Cameron hates you, listener.
That is not true.
That's what you just said.
That is not true. You know
I
what?
know. I'm giving everyone
Listen,
grief. And this is my point. If you
I-
don't get my humor, don't date me.
First of all,
yeah,
inappropriate humor, sarcasm
my favorite.
is my life.
Clearly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Everybody, don't take it all so serious.
Mhm.
You know, my sister's been married for like, I don't know, 50 years. And I said, what is the success of your marriage? And she goes, you know what? We don't make such a big deal about everything. And I went, oh shit, I love that, right? So now whenever my husband wants to have a serious conversation,
You can
look
wait,
at
Jen,
this.
Jen
We're
Cameron.
dripping.
You can
We're
have the rest,
dripping.
Jen.
We're dripping. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
when I'm in the hospital,
so-
this is what I want my
I'm
IV
so
drip to
grateful.
be. You know what I mean?
You know
That's
what?
what I want.
Okay.
A little drip of
All right,
champagne. And the
here's
fact it's
how-
not Dom Perignon 2016 is ghetto.
Oh, I don't even listen.
I would drink it out of a box. I'm just giving you
Listen,
shit. Keep going.
I want to end this podcast with this, okay? Because I think it's appropriate. All right. Cheers. First of all, I love
To
you,
the girls'
Tyler.
weekend.
You
I
are
love you.
such a good time,
I am.
and I want you
You're
to
a
know,
good time too.
in this moment in my life, I needed a good time. So I love you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Do you want to make out?
I'm thinking about it. I'm a married woman.
Here, you said he wouldn't cheat. You never said you wouldn't.
I would never.
But hear me out.
Like-
It's just fun if it's a gay man. And hear me out. You're all about monetization. We could put like a QR code for OnlyFans at the bottom. I'm not getting naked.
Scott, would that be okay? Because we're all about the money.
100% QR code. it's just like
No.
white realtor, gay boy, smooching.
God, no. You know what? I've been married this is my 9th year married, 10 years with this man. He walks into a room and sometimes, like literally, I'm
Heart
telling you,
palpitations?
no, like I get these chills and these giddy feelings and stuff. And he has this way of looking at me sometimes where I am just like unglued. And
Like that.
yes. And it's so hard for me because I'm so used to being in control and in charge and stuff.
Mm.
But dude has swagger. He just does. I don't know and he's a good daddy. He's a hot daddy, and he's a grandpa, and he's a hot grandpa.
And on that note, this has been Jen Cameron's podcast, sponsored by Heated Rivalry.
Okay. But wait, we were going to end this with, what were we going to
I don't know. You just started like moaning, screaming, hot daddy.
Okay. So we were talking about the end of the champagne. I don't know.
Are
and I
you
said,
okay?
No.
Oh my God, are you having a stroke?
Guess what else I'm going to do on this girls' weekend?
What?
Yeah. You know. Exactly.
No, please tell the
No.
audience. I have no idea.
No. You can't figure it out?
Make out with your hot daddy?
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. He'll thank you
To
for
watch,
that.
please scan the QR code below.
Oh my God. I literally don't remember how we were going to end this podcast.
And
It
I
was-
think that is so appropriate.
Yeah.
We did. Listen, Jen was like, I got notes on you. I forgot to read them. We're just going to shoot the shit. And let me tell you, I'm glad we did. Right? And you were like, I knew how we were going to end this, but you're like, I forgot. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
So, like, look at your audience and just fucking end it.
It's over.
Bitches.
Grover.
If you've made it this far, thanks for listening and thanks to my guest. Make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See ya!